Hey guys, me and my friends Than and Christopher have finished our first ever feature film. Now, if you check in the description below, there will be a link to the film, a case of the cliches. We began filming that back in 2022, and it's been, a bit of a time between now and then. It's just been this massive project that Christopher, Than, and I have been a part of for a while, and I'm very, very pleased to announce that it's finally complete and available for anyone's perusal. So I'm not going to go through a lot of spoilers because I really enjoy the film and I want whoever is interested to sort of watch it on their own. If you do watch it and feel the need to, I'd appreciate if you actually commented how you felt about the film, either here or on that video. Private Detective Richard Dick has to do one more case before he can retire, but with twists and turns, who can he trust? I wrote the log line just now. It's not the log line, but I want you to watch the movie, so maybe Christopher will make a log line. The film was initially supposed to be part of like an 8-part sort of sequence thing, but it was eventually re-edited by Christopher and I to get to the point where it's at now, where it's one just feature-length film. Now, some people might actually be in conflict with the definition of a feature film. One might pull perhaps in a 90-minute range instead of the, I believe, 44 to 45-minute length that film currently has. And my excuse is go watch some Joel Haver films or Joel Haver videos where he discusses what he deems to be a feature film. And it's not like this one absolute truth as to what a feature film is. And quite frankly, I don't care. I'm just glad that I was able to work with my friends on something that is longer than 15 minutes. So for me, it's a brag. And one of the big things about making a feature film, because it's just massive undertaking, is once you've made your first one, you can make 1,000 of them. So massive accomplishment. I'm glad to say that I was a part of the making of a feature film. One of the more important things about working on Case of the Cliches was the fact that I was able to work with my friends Christopher and Than. Christopher was I'd say, primary director, since he wrote it and did most of the directing. There were times where Christopher needed more direction, and I was able to step in, and because of the environment, I was, I guess, allowed the experience to direct on a film that I wasn't the primary director, which I thought was really interesting. And I guess the more important thing was that during that time, that was a turning point where I was realizing how much I enjoy directing and how my acting class had actually contributed to my new understanding of how to be a director. And Case of Cliches played a pivotal role in my enjoyment of that position in film and my overall enjoyment of film. But yeah, Christopher was the primary director. I was the sound mixer / director / editor, and Than was the cinematographer. I would say this was a big film for him because he hadn't been in that kind of position before. He's usually behind the scenes running like everybody else, and he's not necessarily in this pivotal creative role. And I believe that a lot of the creative potential that he still has and is capable of being is very prevalent in that film. And while it's still a film that I think is showing a lot of learning and trying to just see what works without inherently knowing all the rules from class or anything like that, because it's not exactly how we learned. So I really enjoyed making it, even though there were hard times because of deadlines and only being able to work with some actors until a certain point, or oh hey, a main character is moving, we've got to film this or we will no longer have the actor. And it's I'm really proud of the work that we did on that film. I don't want to spoil the film, and I won't. I did want to kind of give an opinion of how I felt about the film from a quality standpoint. And I want to say that we filmed it in 2022, and I would say I've started being more proud of my work as of late. But that did not stop me from thoroughly enjoying my watch through of Case of the Cliches. Full transparency, I haven't actually touched the edit for Case of the Cliches in several months. Chris has been working behind the scenes to get the thing finished, and we got to a point where I was done sort of working, so I haven't watched it in a while. I didn't see the sound pass. I didn't see any of the graphics and stuff that Chris had made, or the general last little bits. Absolutely on Chris, and I could sort of see, from Than's frames to my general bulk edits to the fine tweaking that Christopher did of the general edit, that I have it because I know Christopher and Than so well, seeing each of these elements in each of our hands at different moments, and it sort of stands as this interesting, I guess, monument to our friendship and our capacity to collaborate and create together. It is not a perfect film. There's no perfect film. The first 5 minutes of Case of the Cliches sets a standard of what could be done, and the film continues to exceed that every scene. I wanted to go ahead and make this so I could sort of brag that I participated in making a feature film, my first ever feature film, and really happy that it's done. It's awesome. So if you're interested in watching, the link will be in the description. Tell them the big fish sent you.